Hey there, Bomb Squad. Welcome to TNT episode 57. We got ourselves a little Thursday show here on a Thursday.
Thursday. Oh shit! Look at that.
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
How about it? So Tones and I are both a year older here. How about that?
Yep.
Um, but it's just another trip around the sun. I'm 27 now. You're 26.
26.
How about that, huh?
Getting old.
Getting old.
Getting old. I feel like I'm 45 already.
Yeah. Well, I look at it like I got 3 years until like when I'm 30. That's when it's just gonna be like, all right, I'm old.
I mean, yeah. Once you get to 30, I mean, this is gonna be a tough year for you. I mean, the 27. Yeah. That's like it's a tough year. It's a tough year to get through.
It's a tough year. A lot of my heroes passed away at this age.
If you get through 27, the chances you live into like 70 times by like 10.
Yeah.
So like it's all you gotta do. Just get through this year.
Yep.
You'll be good. And I gotta worry about that next year.
Yep. So hopefully we can I can live another year. So we shall see. But all right. So you had a crazy night last night or something? What happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't like crazy, but I went to go see Bill Burr at the Garden.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a little birthday present to myself. I mean, he was hilarious. He was great. Had nice seats close up. We were in like section 109, so it wasn't like on the ground, like stage level, but I was like up like ninth row, like pretty close next section. So that was pretty cool. But before we actually went to a restaurant down there, a little, it wasn't little, but an Irish pub, Mustang Harry's, right? The guy one of the guys that comes to my store, he owns the place. He goes, he's Irish guy, dude, straight off the boat, like
Piggy Blinders.
I'm not even going to attempt to do the accent because I do a horrible Irish accent. But basically, he was like, "Hey, like come on down, whatever. Like, let me know."
Yeah,
because I told him I was going to be down there. So me and my two buddies go, right, and we eat like kings. Like I got an appetizer of lamb lollipops.
Lamb lollipops.
Yeah, so like the bone with like the little like kind of medallion on the end.
Oh yeah,
got some of those. They were delicious, and I got nice 18-hour slow cooked short rib over mashed potatoes.
Hours?
Yeah, it was fucking phenomenal. We had a bunch of drinks. We ate like kings, and all of a sudden the check comes over. We're looking at it, oh shit, $200. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty hefty thing. And like we're all like figuring out how do we split it up, who has cash, whatever. And all of a sudden he just comes over and just grabs the check. He's like, "Don't worry about that." Just rips it out of my hand.
Whoa!
I got you. I was just like, "Oh shit!"
So wait. So how do you know this Peaky Blinders guy?
He comes to my store. Like he always I hold I hook it up for him. Like I always give him the freshest stuff. I always, if he wants something, I'll hold on the side from him. Like he's, I hook up. He's a good guy. And he just like comes over and just grabs a check. He's like, "I got this. Don't worry."
Wow.
I don't think he realized how much it was when he grabbed it.
There's no way he just like erased a $200 tab. Was he like sitting there? Did he tell you what to order, or did you just go to this place and just sit down and order whatever you want?
This place is crazy. It's like not even a block away from the Garden. And this was a Wednesday night. We roll up like 6:30, packed to the gills. Like luckily I had it, I let him know I was coming. He held the table for me, but like there's 2 floors with like tables, 3 bars in there.
Oh, so what's $200 to him?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it comes down to. But it was bumping that night, and I've never seen anything, like that's how crazy this city is. Like any day you go in there, any time of day, there's always something going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was awesome. And we had like each of us had like 4 or 5 drinks, like with dinner. Like we just racking it up.
Any specialty drinks, or you just doing beers?
No, beers, and then we did a shot of JMO before we hopped out. Went to the.
Oh man, that's intense. So you did all that before you saw it. So you must have been sitting there just like, I gotta take a shit.
No, well, it wasn't, dude. The worst part was, so I had like 3 beers at the place and then the shot. And then I went to the Garden and I got 2 beers. I just sat down with them because I don't want to have to get up and miss anything. Except about half hour into the show, I'm like, I really gotta piss.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to hold it. And I still have like half a beer left, so I'm still drinking that while like I really have to piss like an idiot.
Yeah. Well, you want to maximize the piss.
Well, yeah, I want to make sure like it's only like the show tops was like hour and a half.
Right. So and you don't know the set. You don't like this is why I hate going to movie theaters. you're gonna have to piss, and you just don't know when to go because you've never seen the fucking movie.
See, movies I'm usually pretty good with. I mean, I don't, I get like one drink when I go in, and like that's it. But I guess because I was just having drinking so many beers before, I was just like, once you break the seal, it's like you have to go. And I mean, I stuck it out. Somehow I made it to the end. I almost got up like right before his like last. I was like about to get up at one point. Like, how much longer is this going? And then I could tell he was like wrapping up with like one more joke. I was like, all right, I gotta tough it out for like 10 more minutes. And then everyone like got up and left at the same time. So it was like a traffic jam just getting to the bathroom. And then first time I've ever seen this, there was a line to the men's room.
Yeah, you've never seen that?
Not like this. Not like this. It was like, yeah.
I've seen that before, especially in like huge bathrooms too, like like Yankee game where you're in like a barn burner and you hold it in the whole time, and then everybody gets up and goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, I guess that's I've seen that. I don't know. It just took me by surprise. I was just like, I had to go so bad, and I just see this like this huge fucking line. I was just like,
I pissed myself. Yeah,
yeah, I almost did, but I took like a 2-minute piss after that, just straight like heavy flow, just
incredible.
But yeah, it was a great night. Shout out to Niles. You ever by the garden, go to Mustang Harry's, tell him I sent you. He probably won't do anything for you.
Okay, no. I'll just be like, I sell to Restaurant Depot. I have free food. You're 18-hour slow cooked. What was it? Spare ribs?
Short rib.
Short rib.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, I mean, because I've heard like my boss, like he's a real like he goes to like a different place every weekend to try and like get like free shit.
Yeah,
and usually because like he's kind of a dick, and I guess because he goes there a lot, they'll give him like a free appetizer or like whatever.
Free lamb lollipops.
Yeah, try to give him like a free meal or something. But yeah, he picked up the whole fucking check.
What a guy!
It's crazy.
See, it ain't that bad working in there.
Yeah, I guess one perk that. I have to go all the way to fucking Madison Square Garden to catch
it right away.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty wild. Got me hungry.
It was so good. I'm hungry myself now, but we'll persevere. We'll do it for you guys. We'll do it for the Bomb Squad. We'll push on.
Yeah, I can't. My burgers are still defrosting, so I can't do anything anyway. I gotta wait. But anyway, okay. So with our Thursday show, of course, we have a classic 4-pack Talking Flicks hybrid, and we also got our world famous segments. So let's jump into the hybrid now. Hit it, Kane, and Talking Flicks guy. All right. So you had to watch Room, which is a Tom Heavey top 5. And I had to watch 30 Days of Night. So would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So Room, this movie was intense. Basic summary. I mean, this girl, Brie Larson, who I love, by the way, it's my girl.
What else is she in?
I don't know exactly. She's been in a bunch of shit. Like I know her from somewhere. I didn't look it up, but she's actually going to be in the Avengers movie. I think she's going to be Captain Marvel or some shit.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of money for her. So Brie Larson. What else is she? I'm looking it up now.
She probably plays like the real dark roles where she doesn't look anything like herself.
She was in Kong Skull Island, in case you were wondering.
I haven't seen that.
New King. I haven't either, but I don't know.
I saw the King Kong with Jack Black. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
That one. Oh yeah, that was good. She what's it called? Oh yeah, she was in 21 Jump Street. No, yeah, that King Kong, because that was right when the 360 came out. I remember, and I got the King Kong video game.
Oh.
And it was pretty cool. You could like
fuck shit up in New York City.
No, well, you were like stuck on the island trying to like find Kong and get off or whatever. And like you only had, it was a game where they didn't give you a lot of bullets, so like you just had to go pick up spears and like throw spears at people and shit and animals. Like it was crazy. You were getting hunted.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Room. Yeah, so basically she gets kidnapped and this guy just like keeps her in a shed, just rapes her over and over, and then she ends up having a kid because of it.
And that's pretty much where the movie picks up.
Right. The kid's like
her and a kid in a shed.
Yeah, the kid's like 5 years old, and he's just like, that's all the kid knows. Like, and he's fine with it. He's cool. He's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they trying to figure out ways to get out. And eventually it was a ballsy attempt. She said the kid died and like wrapped him up in a rug.
Yeah. And he didn't even look at the body. Like he was going to, and she's like, don't look at him, because like he kind of got it. Like he was just like, I mean, like even though he totally got played, I rape you every day, and like this kid is a product of my sperm, my rape sperm. Like I get it, you're pissed.
And you told me to bring him to the hospital yesterday, and I didn't.
Yeah.
That's kind of on me. So it's like, all right, fine. I go bury the kid. The kid ends up getting out, escaping. They call the cops. Now I was surprised, like the guy didn't like immediately just go back, like kill the mom, and then
kill himself
and hide her shit. Or yeah, or even like kill himself, like just like hide her shit.
He killed himself like right when he got home. And he didn't.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, it's like they barely mentioned. Like I didn't notice that until like the third time I watched it, where like when the kid's in the cop car after they finally locate, where the shed is. The cops are subtly talking to like how they found him dead inside, so he shot himself.
Okay. Now that I think about it, it was weird because at one point later in the movie, the kid wanted to go back to the room, right? Mm-hmm. And they, for some reason, they went through the house to get to the room, which is like, why don't you just go around the back gate? There's like a gate that the guy would walk. Like, well, I don't know why they went through the house to get to the backyard. Anyway, but they were walking through the house, and there was like, I thought I saw like a couple blood stains on the floor. So maybe that makes sense now. I guess he killed himself in the house. But yeah, I mean, see, I thought like this movie was kind of split up. I liked how it was split up. It didn't spend the whole movie in the room. Spent about probably about a half, and then the other half of the movie was them like adjusting to life afterwards.
Right. Which people on the outside adjusting to them being back too, and like her father is just like he can't even look at the kid, knowing that he's a product of rape. And he couldn't have handled the situation anywhere. William H. Macy.
He really couldn't have. Like he wouldn't even look at the kid.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't even just like played along for a minute. He's like, okay, well, I gotta go home, and just kind of buried deep down. Like, no, he was just like, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like no rape babies running around this house.
Yeah. Right? Like, what's she supposed to do about it? Like, you know? Like, look at the facts, old man. Like, I got kidnapped and put in a shed. I was there for 5 years.
Yeah.
It was like a dinner bell. Like every time, every day, same time, he'd open the fucking door, and then like it's time for sex.
Yeah.
How can you live with yourself as a guy who does that?
It's so like. So I mean, I was gonna say it's like Buffalo Bill shit, but he doesn't kill him.
But they didn't even make him that creepy.
Well, he just seemed like a normal, creepy level kind of guy.
Yeah. Yes. Which made it even like a more believable movie. Like he wasn't like a psycho. He was just like a guy who like he's got his, he's got a girl to fuck every night and goes home to because he can't get one without doing that because he's a fucking nut job.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. But I mean, they get out, and I don't know. It was just like interesting to see the kid adjust. Like the kid just like had no idea, no concept of an outside world.
Yeah,
like when she first brought it up to him, he just thought it was the room and everything else was outer space.
Right.
It's like I mean, he's a kid, so like it makes sense. Like he just makes shit up.
Like when he's out escaping, like because they got him wrapped up in the carpet. And then, like, when he's going to dispose the body, he puts the carpet in the back of his pickup truck, and then he ends up rolling out of the carpet, and he ends up looking up at the sky, and he's just like, he's rattled. Kid's just like, what is going on?
Like sensory overload, just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, but
no, it was just kind of cool seeing the kid like start to come out of his shell, though. After a while, I'm not gonna lie, the scene where the guy brought home the dog,
that got you.
It got me.
Got me too.
I was crying, tearing up a little bit. It was But yeah, no, I mean that was cool. I mean, the mom obviously went through some shit afterwards too, tried killing herself and everything. But yeah, I mean, it was just in the end, it was a feel-good movie, even though like it was such dark subject matter.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. If I had to rate it, give it an 8.4 sticks of dynamite.
Okay, that's a good score.
Very good. I feel like this one, like, I don't know, I kind of have to go back and watch it, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, the one bone I had to pick with it, it's a small one, but when the kid is in the carpet and he's escaping, they totally rip the score music from Moneyball. Yeah.
Really?
I noticed it the first time I saw it, like in the most dramatic build-up scene. They just couldn't come up with their own score. They just took it from Moneyball, which is like fresh, like at that time.
Yeah,
like, out there. And that's one of my favorite movies of all time too.
When what scene, like, I know what you're saying, like when it was in a room, but like where was it from in Moneyball?
It was just like the main like theme song of Moneyball they play throughout.
Okay.
Like, bong bong bong. That's bad, but if you hear it again, it's just like it's the Moneyball theme song.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
The director's probably just like, no, I need the Moneyball one is perfect for the scene I'm envisioning. It's just like, dude, come on, get your own.
No, yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any bones to pick with it. It was a very good movie. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. All right, so I had to watch 30 Days a Night. So bear with me because I had to kind of squeeze it in today, and I was also working while watching. But I watched it. It was enjoyable. I will say before I even jump into it here, like this movie, I can tell like they really wanted to bring vampires back. You know, because vampires, you don't see a lot of like legitimate movies with vampires.
Yeah. Well, this came out in like 2007, I think, which is probably around when Twilight was kind of taken off.
Okay.
So I think they were either or both trying to capitalize on the vampire trend and also try and put like a grittier version out there.
Yeah, try to make an authentic horror movie with vampires, which is like an impossible task.
Yeah, especially now that they're all glittery and have abs and shit. Like,
yeah, and I mean, I'll get into it. Like, vampires are lame. Like, they're the way they talk, and I don't like the
blah.
Yeah, like, because I guess I was watching it. I realized, like, in my brain, I kind of clump zombies and vampires together when in fact they're totally different.
Yeah, just the whole, especially the ones in this one though, kind of remind you more of zombies just because of how aggressive they are.
They're aggressive in the way they attack.
Yeah.
And they bite the same way as zombies and this and that, but like when they're all characters, they're all individuals with personalities.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's why when I was like trying to describe the movie to you, I kept saying zombies instead of vampires. Like, oh, it's a zombie movie. I mean, a vampire movie because like it's just like how they act.
Yeah, but like there's like dialogue and plot. Like there's a scene where like this little girl is just like, "Please God," and the guy's like, "God, there's no God."
Didn't that guy? Every time I watch that movie, I don't know, like I love that movie, not because of like so much of anything that happens. It's just like the lead vampire is like a knockoff Dan Aykroyd.
from fucking yes,
from Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd, yeah. He's kind of like a knockoff version of him, and I was just like, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think is he the guy you're talking about? Is he Marlowe, the main vampire?
Yeah, the guy with like the white kind of slick back hair. He's like wearing the suit.
Yeah, without his makeup, that guy looks like a vampire. You should like look it up. Like he looks like, I guess I never really put together the Dan Aykroyd thing, but he looks like just a vampire. Like whoever was casting the movie, like saw this actor, and he's just like, yes, that's my star.
Yeah.
But for those who haven't seen it, basically, in a nutshell, it's January in Alaska, which is like 30 days of darkness. And if you live in this town, I don't know why you would in the first place, but some people live in obscure places and whatever, but everybody knows it's every year. The 30 Days of Night is coming. You should get out of there. Like, why would you stay?
I mean, most of them did. Like, if you look in the beginning, when they're like driving around, that guy goes up to like the sign in the front of town, and he changed the population from like 500 something to like 120.
Yeah,
like most of the people left, but I know what you mean.
And the worst, like another thing that's bullshit. For the 30 days is it's prohibition. There's no alcohol because they got to keep the peace.
Yeah,
like I mean, if there's a snowstorm, like that's what we do in America here. Like that's all you got to do. That's all you have. Yeah.
Now imagine being stuck in a house, in a cabin in Alaska in the middle of a blizzard, and it hasn't been light for 15 days, and you don't have any alcohol or anything. You're just sitting there.
What a terrible rule. Why can't they all just have an agreement? Like, don't fuck up. No, like you can have beer, but no liquor. Like no.
I guess it's like like the thing sad, like seasonal affective disorder or whatever. Like when people get depressed when it's like dark out or whatever.
Right around now.
I guess that's what they're talking about. Or it's like if it's dark all the time and people are just like depressed and you just add a ton of booze on top of it.
Yeah,
could get messy.
Yeah, I mean it's called football season. In real life.
Well, I don't think they have TV up there.
Yeah, another reason I have to live there.
Yeah, I didn't see one TV in that movie. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, it was just fires and like you just sit around them.
Yeah, basically.
And then this I forget the actor's name, but he's great in everything that he does. But the stranger, I guess, is what they refer to him as in the screenplay.
Oh, the crazy guy.
Yeah, well, he comes off in like this. He fucking like breaks down their security system, so like it's just them on their own. They can't do any SOS signals. They're pretty much screwed. So he's working with the vampires. People are wondering what's going on. Vampires come out of nowhere and just fucking annihilate, and that was pretty cool. A lot of them look like Marilyn Manson. I don't know if that's more of a dig at the makeup artist or Marilyn Manson. Probably Marilyn Manson, but he doesn't care. He knows he looks like a fucking idiot.
Freak.
Yeah, what a fucking freak. So they invade and just start like ripping people apart. But like vampires, like they're dicks. Like they're bullies. That's what like another thing about them. They talk shit like a lot.
Yeah, they just know they could back it up. I guess they're just like, I'm a vampire. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, where do they come from? Where are the vampires? Like, are they from hell?
Transylvania.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's so lame.
I know they've gotten a bad rap. I mean, yeah. I mean, you ever seen Interview with a Vampire?
What do you mean? Like,
it was a movie, Interview with a Vampire. I think that's what it's called. It's like Tom Cruise is in it. I think Brad Pitt was in it. I haven't seen it in a while. That movie was pretty cool, but I don't know. Like, yeah, in most depictions they are pretty lame, especially the older ones.
Yeah. It's just the accent, the Transylvanian accent that they have that goes with the vampire. Like somebody's got to redo it,
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen the show True Blood, but I heard that show was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of vampires in it.
I think there's a lot of sex in it
vampires. Too. That probably helps.
Yeah.
That probably helps. A lot of blood and tits. And nothing solves a problem, a ratings problem like blood and tits.
Yeah, well, there's definitely blood. No tits in this one, though. No,
I meant True Blood, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. But like, if you're gonna have a vampire movie, you gotta have boobies out.
Yeah.
Just in case the movie flops. But these guys had some confidence. It's you're helpless, the helpless feeling. It's like The Shining. It's the same kind of feeling. You're completely abandoned. And there's nothing you can do when you're being hunted, except it's vampires who are lame. They're just a bunch of bullies. That guy Bo, I wrote down. He was my favorite character.
The guy with the short
in the. Oh no! Oh yeah, he was like the town snowplower.
Oh right, yeah. That guy. Yeah, that guy's from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's Bobby, I think his name is. He's like I don't know. He's one of the sons.
Yeah,
he's like a savage, but he's like the nicest guy in the world. Like if you're like his friend.
It's one of my favorite. Like it was like in that zombie Japanese movie that you gave me, the big fat guy who just like punches like people, but he's like the coolest guy. But he's savage. It's like that. It's that kind of character,
right? Yeah, he just like, and he ends up giving himself up like in a blaze of glory.
Yo, he gets in the fucking tractor and just like starts like mowing down vampires, and like he's got a shotgun and he's like, "Fuck you, vampire!" And then like he tries to kill himself, but like fucks up. And then they fucking,
he blows up a box of dynamite.
Yeah.
And somehow like gets launched out of the building and just like totally, well, not totally fine, but he's like alive. Like he was standing over a box of dynamite that exploded, blew up his like entire house, and then it just like cuts to him totally like unscathed, just like laying on the ground, like, oh, how do you not just blow the fuck up?
The whole plan went to perfection. The vampires are just like, hey, fucker. And they just annihilate him. Poor guy. Poor Bo.
Yeah.
And then, the ending was kind of cool, I guess. But like going back to the zombie vampire thing, he injects himself, Josh Hartnett, he injects himself with vampire blood from, was it his brother?
It was like his partner.
Yeah. And, I thought that's going to turn him into a zombie but it turns him into a vampire. So you kind of keep your same traits. You don't at least so that's kind of bullshit. Like he's going to use the vampire powers for good.
Yeah. The ending was a little ridiculous. It was a little, and he just like starts fighting the main vampire. And was he like punch a hole through the back of his head?
Yeah. He
like,
punches his head off basically.
Yeah. Cause now he's like strong and he's got like the vampire genes or whatever. He's got that going for him. But I guess like the idea was that he kind of has a little bit of himself, at least for a little bit. And
and he does it quick.
Fully takes over. But yeah, he ends up saving the day, and they just sit there and watch the sunrise together.
Yeah. But like, I mean, that takes a little while. And like, he's hugging his wife, fellow cop. And like, and then he ends up, of course, what vampires do with the sunlight, he goes to ash. But, I mean, like, how is he not full vampire at this point?
I guess it takes a little bit of time. I don't know. I mean,
love was so strong that like, because I believe the original Dracula, he falls in love with a girl, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I tried watching Nosferatu once.
Like that's the one I'm talking about. The original from like the black and white 40s or 30s movie.
Yeah, I tried watching it. I fell asleep though. I couldn't because it's like silent.
It's a silent film.
Yeah. So it's just like I was laying in bed watching it, and it was just like nothing was happening. He was like kind of like looking all creepy in the background.
That's what the whole movie is. Yeah. But I give this movie a 5. Five sticks of dynamite.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a fun movie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't scary. Like, it wasn't like scary. Like, I was expecting it to be like I didn't really know what to expect because I just knew vampires, and I was like, well, what, like, you know, what are vampires up to these days? You know, the only thing I've seen of them is like, you know, What We Do in the Shadows, which is a parody of vampires. Right. You know, seeing them in serious action was it was a good attempt, but you know, this is like that's as best as you're gonna do with a vampire plot is a 5.
Yeah, no, that's fair. One more thing I want to say: the wife was way too hot to be living in Alaska.
So is Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, I don't think people like that live in Alaska. That's just like putting that out there.
Yeah, that's just a classic. Like, I don't know what Josh Hartnett must have been like. Give me any role, you know. And then you get Hartnett, you got to get a hot chick.
Yeah, he had some gambling debts he had to repay. He was like, just give me a role. Just give me something.
You're going to be a sheriff in Alaska and vampires come and attack your town. Cool.
I just thought it was funny how like everyone's like wearing these like huge jackets, and then like the girl has like this like tight form fitting like bubble jacket with like just like spandex on, just like running around. Like it's negative 10 degrees. Like you don't need a bigger jacket than that.
Seriously. Yeah. Ridiculous. But, okay. So new movie assignments here. So we're post Halloween here. So what do we got?
You ever seen Hotel Rwanda?
Is that with Don Cheadle? Don Cheadle? You hear me?
I lost you for a second. Now you're
Don
back.
Cheadle?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know it. So
okay.
It's a little confession.
So okay. Well, so that's what I'm going to give you then.
Okay. All right. That's a must watch. That's one of those movies where I've always played it off like I've seen it.
Yeah. No, it's a movie.
I kind of know what it's. I know the history behind it, and it's like I know how fucked up it is.
Yeah,
so you just like gonna guilt me into feeling bad for like countries like Rwanda.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's a good movie though. It's not one that you could watch a lot, but it's like you want to watch it at least like once or twice in your life, just to like understand. There's some shit out there.
Like we'll take it back at some Tones Bones, you know, like how can you have any bones to pick when you got that going on over there?
Yeah, we just have to get rid of the segment after watching this movie. Like what do we have to complain about? It's like, oh, you bought spaghetti from Italy and it came broken. Boo hoo.
There was somebody I was talking to that I work with in military, like from another company. And she was telling the story. She was like, yeah, so we were at Rwanda. And I was like, what hotel did you stay at? Nobody got it. Went right over everybody's heads. I thought I crushed that joke.
Yeah, I would have left.
Yeah. You probably would have like, I was expecting one person. Like, that's not just like a giggle. I was expecting one person to be like, "Da." And I haven't seen the movie, so it's probably a really dark joke I made.
It is. It is.
Oh, man. Okay. So you are going to get Riding Giants, which is my favorite documentary of all time. It's a surfing documentary.
Okay.
It's like the history of surfing.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
I know. It's a very title. It comes with the turf. Not riding gigantic penises, but just big wave surfing and the history of, the guys in like the 50s who kind of just said like, fuck school. I'm moving to the beach and I'm just like going to fucking surf for the rest of my life.
That is kind of a fascinating lifestyle. I mean, when you think
I do not surf. I don't care for surfing, but like,
I don't either.
Really made me appreciate the shit out of surfing.
Yeah, not even just the surfing, just the idea of like, fuck the job, man. I'm gonna go live on the beach.
They love it so much. They don't like it's not an ego thing. They just like they love it. The thrill of catching a huge wave. That's what they live for. Like genuinely, they don't care what anybody thinks of them. Like they don't care about the women. They don't care about that. They just want to fucking go catch waves. So cool.
Admirable.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's get into this 4-pack section of the hybrid. So what is your favorite Thanksgiving movie?
Now, just I thought this was kind of a weird question from the jump, and I couldn't think of one for a while. And this
why don't I say mine first?
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
I mean, I have trains, planes, and automobiles, and like we were talking about, it's pretty much the only one, and it's a great fucking movie. It's fantastic. I don't think anybody wanted to like go touch that turf ever since the movie came out, but. I can't think of another one.
John Candy, Steve Martin, like, what more could you ask for?
Not much.
Yeah, that's a classic. Actually, I had forgotten about that until you said something. But the one that I picked, and it's not really like a movie that I particularly like. I just watch it every Thanksgiving because it's always on like after the parade. Is March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh,
you ever seen that?
I can't believe you've seen it.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen it a million times.
I watch it like every year. It's just like it's such
Dan Oliver Hardy, Barnaby Jones.
Yep.
Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman, yeah. It's just a corny movie, but it's like you kind of have to watch it.
Movie's terrifying. Movie's absolutely horrifying when you go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's like pretty dark.
I had nightmares from that movie as a kid. The Boogeymen, obviously. The Boogeymen are fucking terrifying with Barnaby Jones being like just a dick, but like just all the fairy tales living in one land, basically. Yeah. And fucking the three little pigs. Those things scared the shit out of me. They had the three little houses, but they were like midgets in pig costumes, and they were like real looking pigs.
Waddling around. If you saw one of those things running at you in real life, you kick it and run for the fucking hills.
I don't know about kicking it. I would just run hills. Same with the cat and with the fiddle. I think was terrifying. The woman who lived in the shoe, Peter Piper, and
little Bo Peep was in there too.
It's like 1930s kind of singing.
That's one thing I can't stand about old movies is every old movie had like a musical number.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck wants to sit here? Like, it's always like a 15-minute like song and dance routines. Like, we get the fuck out of my face, man.
And they all sing like this.
Like, I came here for Abbott and Costello. I didn't come here to watch this asshole sing.
Yeah. No, Laurel and Hardy.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
yeah. But yeah, oh my god, that movie is such a classic. I'm happy you brought that up. I thought I was the only one who's ever seen that movie.
No, that's I feel like everyone has seen it, but no one talks about it because it's just like, oh, it's just like,
yeah. It's just because that's like one of my brother's all-time favorite movies, and like, you know, I've seen it a billion times, and I always ask my friends, none of them even heard of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my parents showed me all the old goodies. Like Abbott and Costello, I watched a lot. Three Stooges I used to watch all the time.
Yeah.
I used to wake up Saturday morning. Like, I didn't watch cartoons a lot, but they'd turn on AMC and Three Stooges was on.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching that instead of cartoons most Saturdays.
You're just sitting there like, I'll watch that movie and I'll just be like, man, like this movie came out like Hitler's like around. Like,
yeah, that was before he was even really like a bad guy.
It was before Germany went to Nazis. Yeah.
He was like fixing the economy and shit. Like, you know,
we were in the Great Depression. But oof. What a throwback. All right. So here's an anticipated question, Bomb Squad. This is gonna be fun. All right. So if you're making a movie, Tones, about a family on Thanksgiving, what would the plot be and who is starring in it? Okay.
So you know, there's a couple kinks I haven't worked out on this because I had about 20 minutes to not even to think of this. But basically there's a turkey, right?
Classic.
It's getting prepared for Thanksgiving dinner.
Great start.
And something happens with there's like lightning strikes the house or something, and the turkey comes back to life, right? It's voiced by Liam Neeson, and then he just goes on a rampage, right? Because he wants to get revenge for his family that got killed.
Whoa.
Right? Because they're all turkeys.
So the turkey speaks English and it's Liam Neeson's voice.
It's not like blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, it's Liam Neeson in a turkey body. Or we could just put him in a giant turkey costume. Haven't worked out the kinks yet, but we'll workshop that. But yeah, but basically he goes around stuffing people. That's how he gets his revenge. It's like, yeah, that's what you like to do, huh? How about that? And he's just stuffing people with whatever he can get. I don't know what he's stuffing them with, but basically, turkey cock. I don't know, maybe. But basically, he wants to go get revenge on Captain Saunders. There's a little play on Colonel Sanders, right? Because he's the turkey version.
Copyright stuff too.
Yeah, copyright stuff. And he's played by Billy Bob Thornton, right? He got a big old cowboy hat. He runs a turkey farm. And so basically it's like Taken with a turkey, like trying to get to Captain Saunders to get revenge on his family. Just go around stuffing people.
That's intense.
Yeah.
These poor families, I think they're just celebrating traditional Thanksgiving values, and then the turkey comes back to life and kills them all by stuffing them with turkey dick, and then goes and searches for Colonel Saunders, which is Billy Bob Thornton, Captain, and we'll get his revenge. I like that.
Yeah. So I mean, you said like a Thanksgiving family movie, so I figured it's about the
family out of there in a second. But the family comes with the turkeys. We're thinking about them instead of people. I like that. That's a good. That's kind of a play.
It's kind of a play on like consumerism.
You're playing in the hands of the vegans, is what you're doing.
I mean, it's just like the food industry as a whole. It's like it's so like mechanized. Like no one really knows where their food comes from. Like if they took the time to like sit there and kill the turkey themselves, maybe a little bit more respect in the process. Just mass slaughtering of families.
Turkeys are fucking crazy, awful, annoying animals. So I don't feel guilty eating those. We have wild turkeys in New Jersey, and they are terrifying. They don't give a shit about you. They'll charge you like geese, and you know, like you're just like ah.
And those ones you can't even eat for the most part. I mean, like, because the ones that you buy in the store, they're all like fattened up and like filled with hormones and shit. Like these are just like I heard like wild turkeys are like real like stringy.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, like I don't know what they eat. Like they're just like in New Jersey, you know. They're like geese. Yeah, it's like
they just go around eating cigarette butts.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so I have. All right, so it's about a dad. It's Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is the dad,
of course, of course.
With a wife, who's Rosie O'Donnell, and 2 kids, a boy and a girl, Jaden Smith and Lena Dunham. Okay, he just got laid off. They don't know it yet, and Thanksgiving is 2 days away. He spends the little money he has left on turkey and a ham, dreading the impending situation, and he also hates his in-laws. You know, so he's hitting the bottle a little bit. He's in his car, like Thanksgiving's around the corner. I don't have a job. Like
Dennis Quaid getting a little surly.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are we gonna do? Like, where do we go from here? Like, I don't know. We haven't even paid off the mortgage. You know, the kid's college is like coming up. I'm laid off. I'm 50. Like, they don't hire old guys. Like, that's where his head's at. So on his way home from the market, he crashes and dies.
Whoa.
Then the house burns down and the family dies. And they don't make it to Thanksgiving, and nobody ever finds out that he got laid off.
And that's the movie?
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's a lot packed in, but that's like the the nuts and bolts.
That's almost like Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
It's just death and destruction.
That's where we're going. That's why I plugged in actors other than Dennis Quaid that I don't like that burn in the family. Like, we'll just kill them. Like,
I was wondering why you took Rosie O'Donnell and Lena Dunham, but it is a very diverse family. I'll give you that. You have Dennis Quaid, right? A white Caucasian male. Get Rosie O'Donnell, a big old bull dyke.
Yeah.
Then you got Jaden Smith, who's just a little black asshole, and then you got a bag of milk.
Yeah. You know, so we'll just burn that down. And then like Dennis Quaid, like that's the tragic part of the movie.
He's you know, he sacrifices himself to better the world. Not having these assholes.
And then everybody else enjoys Thanksgiving, like knowing that they're wiped off the face of the earth.
But you have to really, like, when you burn down the house, you have to like really burn it down with them in there.
Yeah, like the furnace blows and they're upstairs.
Yeah. But Dennis Quaid just like dies like off camera, so he doesn't actually die, so he's fine.
Yeah,
it's just like you actually kill like Rosie O'Donnell, Jaden Smith, and Lena Dunham. Like you actually blow up the house after it.
Yes, like for real. And like you say, like, oops, like, you know, pyrotechnic accident, guys.
It's like Brandon Lee in The Crow. Like you just, you know.
Oh yeah, that's an intense story. And he just got shot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, hey, you know, sometimes shit happens on the set. You know, props.
What an irresponsible, fucking loaded. Well, it was a shell, but the shell acted like a bullet, right?
Well, I think it was a blank, but for some reason the blank, like was projectile, like actually came out or something. Yeah. I'm not sure the exact. I don't know. Maybe they didn't put enough gunpowder. I don't know. Something happened where like the shell came out when it wasn't supposed to, and it didn't come out like as fast as like a bullet normally does. But they were like so close, and they just like shot him point blank. It's just like, well, it's all it takes sometimes.
Cut. Medic. Okay, that was fun. A little dark there. Sorry about that. Here we go. Third question here of the hybrid. What parenting technique was used on you as a child that you would never use on your own children?
Just lying to get me to do stuff. Like telling me like one thing is like my dad made like cauliflower one night and I didn't want to try it. And at that point I was like eating broccoli and I was cool with broccoli. And he's just like, look, it's just white broccoli. Just eat it. Oh. I ate it. And it wasn't. It was awful. I still to this day will not eat cauliflower. He told my brother that it was. I don't know if you're familiar with Disney World. You been?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
the Florida one, not the
yeah, not that foo shit. Yeah. The Florida one, Alien Encounter. You remember Alien Encounter? Yeah,
of course. When he breaks out and you're sitting there and it's breathing on your neck. Yeah.
Yep. It's Lilo and Stitch or something. It's all fucked up.
It's a disgrace, is what it is.
It's a disgrace. But I was like maybe 7, 8. My brother was like 2 or 3, and my dad just like talked him into going on an Alien Encounter. And he was, or maybe he was like 4 or 5, but he was never the same after that.
I have the same exact story.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Alien, it's Space Mountain. My dad did the same thing because the lines in Disney are so fucking ridiculous, you know. And like, at the time when you're a kid, like your dad is like 30, you know, when you're that young. So like he wants to go hit some coasters, you know. Like, well, I'm fucking here and I'm paying all his money. I want to hit Space Mountain. Right. You can't just like, you know, or else you have to sit there and wait for them to wait online for 3 hours. So the whole family's got to go. So he's convincing me, like, because I hated heights. Like I didn't want to go on any roller coasters. He's like, no. Because in Space Mountain, you don't see any of the track. It's all like, all you see is like the little tube that comes up, this capsule. And like, I started to get a bad feeling about it. And we sit in, lock in, and then you start going up this ramp real slow. And then you just fucking launch. And I started crying and screaming in terror the entire way through, completely not expecting it. And like, I came off the ride shaking. Like, I couldn't go on roller coasters. I caused a scene on Splash Mountain.
Really?
Eventually in my life, I caused a big scene on Splash Mountain. Yeah, waited in line forever with my mom, and it was our turn to get on the ride. I wanted to bail. My mom said no, so I was holding on to the turnstile, and she was pulling me by my legs. I was gonna have fun, and we were at a 90-degree angle. She was pulling me like that, and like the whole packed place is just staring at me, like resisting. Like, I ain't going on it. You couldn't fucking kick my ass. Like, you're gonna have to fight me to get me on that fucking log flume. Got me on it though. But there were a lot of times where I waited online for a while and then bailed last minute, like Tower of Terror. You just like, I bailed last second. There's like a little elevator that takes you down to the bottom. I like bailed on that. Never been on it because of that. But, yeah. No,
totally. I mean, because even the next year we went to Universal, and like my brother just like didn't trust him. Like, still like a year later, like we tried to get him to go on the Cat in the Hat ride. He was like, "No, I don't trust you. Something's gonna happen."
Yeah,
it was just like he was for like years. He would not go on any rides. But like, I think he's better now. I don't know. But yeah, it's so. I mean, just like lying, like, "Oh no, it'll be fine. Don't worry, it'll be fun." Like, or just lying to get them to do stuff because like you don't want to have to wait outside with them, or you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna be honest. If I'm doing that, I'm doing it to my kids.
Yeah,
you know. It's just like, just strap them in and we're gonna go. You know, like you end up going to put some hair on the nuts early. You know.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. There's a fine line though. Like if you bring them on something like that and they have fun, then it's like, okay, now they're like more daring. But if you do that, it just like scars them for life.
Right.
Then, you know, it's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a little twitchy, my brother.
Yeah. I grew out of it naturally with the roller coasters thing, but yeah, that Space Mountain thing traumatized me for like at least 10 years. You know. Yeah. I mean, like, just like to finish up here, but we went to we were going to go to Busch Gardens in wherever that is, South Carolina. Yeah.
Is Ohio? I don't know.
No. Yeah. South Carolina. It's Colonial Williamsburg. Okay. And we had a little brochure. We were planning it for months, and there was this ride called Escape from Pompeii. And I circled it on the brochure, and I was just like, that's the ride I'm going to go on. Escape from Pompeii. It's a little log flume that goes up, and then you go through this temple of Pompeii, and shit's on fire. Like, it looks sweet. Like, you go slow. It's like a tour. But then at the end, there's a drop, like a log flume drop. I hate drops. I hated them. Like, I got over it, but I that was the one thing I couldn't do. Cannot do drops. You know? Do anything else. Just no drops. So we get there. And I see Escape from Pompeii after talking about Escape from Pompeii for at least 4 months. And I said, I don't think I can go on Escape from Pompeii. And my brother's like, you fucking kidding me? There's no way. After all this time, you're talking about Escape from Pompeii for months, you are not going to go on Escape from Pompeii. And I was forced against my will to go on Escape from Pompeii.
You have to at that point.
Yeah. All I did was talk about Escape from Pompeii every day. Like, hey, Dad, like a couple months away, Escape from Pompeii. You ready to escape from Pompeii, bro? Like,
could you imagine if you didn't go on? How big? Like, you would still be regretting that.
If it was my choice, I wouldn't have gone on. Yeah. It was a terrible ride. It was nothing scary. It was the worst ride. There was nothing to it. It's not like the Jurassic Park log flume where you go through all this crazy stuff. It was like the temple design was like that's where they spent all the money. The log flume itself was very simple. You just go up, you take a right, and you go straight for like 50 yards. Then you come back out and drop. That's the ride.
Classic.
Yeah. So I have not knocking. And like that was a tactic that my mom used. My dad didn't, but my mom, like, she would do it all the time. And I know why. You know damn well why she did it. She was like to make sure I was doing my homework.
Yeah.
But like I think if your kid is like in that age where he's like jerking off upstairs, like, do you want to bust in and like just be like, hey, what are you doing?
No.
She was all about that.
She was like, I gotcha.
Yeah, like she was like, fuck, what are you doing up here? You know, like it was something wrong.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. I got caught 3 times.
Oh my god, really
bad too. I think I've talked about it many times before. Like when I jerked off as a kid, like I had to be butt ass naked and I would pillow hump. While my mom was downstairs and the lock on my door didn't work.
Like you put a chair in front of the door or something.
No, I just would it would be dead quiet, and I would just I would have like really good hearing. And if I hear her coming up the steps, I would just scramble.
She opens the door, you just stand in the closet, like, you're right in there. Yeah,
just getting changed. Yeah, she caught me a few times. That was bad. Yeah, one time she walked in and like she was always with the laundry, So she walked in one morning and that was like the worst. Like most of the time, like the 2 other times she walked in and I was just like, get out, getting changed, But one time, like I tried to cover it up, like I was under the blanket, but butt ass naked, pillow humping, and she just walked in. And I kind of just laid flat, even though I'm like on my knees. And then she's like putting the laundry away. She's like, "All right, like once you come down soon, that breakfast is ready." I was like, "Yeah, all right." Okay. She went downstairs, and then of course I went downstairs. She's like, "What was going on up there?" I was like, "Nothing," Come on.
Yeah, like what? Like you know the answer. What? Like
that's what I was saying. You fucking know damn well what's happening up there. It's the problem.
You have older brothers too, so it's not like it's your first go around with like a boy.
I don't know though, because they were twins.
Yeah, but I mean, well, did they share a room?
Kind for like half and half. Well, like they split it up basically. So like they did share a room, but I think by the time they were old enough to do that, like one of my brothers was like, I'm so sick of sharing a room. So he moved to like the little shit part of the room where there's a door and it's like slanted on the house. So you can't go in there while standing up completely straight without hitting your head on the wall. It was a terrible move by him, but he dealt with it.
Yeah.
For the rest of his life. But yeah, so I don't know if they really had to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, even still, like if you just haven't raised like a boy going through that phase, like you should know, like,
if I have a boy and he's 13 and he's like, I'm going to show him like Pornhub. I'm going to show him
you probably know what it is already. I mean,
but you know about this? Like, go have fun. I'll buy you a premium account for your birthday.
It's like, I forgot, there was a stand-up comic. I forgot who it was, but it's just like, it was Louis C.K. But he's like, if you ever see like a 13-year-old boy, just give him $5. He's going through some shit. He used to call the vicious little kid boners, the ones that just don't die.
Oh my God.
Just like,
I have some like show and tell, 7th grade. I was wearing wind pants and I was in the back row and I just had a boner, like a big one. And I didn't have time to readjust it to put it in the waistband. And my name was getting called soon. I was trying to psych myself out of it and I couldn't. And I just like walked up there with a boner and just like hope nobody would notice. Nobody ever said anything to me.
Yeah.
So I gave a present like the first 5 minutes of the presentation with a raging boner. I might have. So, but yeah, come on, parents, don't do that. Let them jerk off. It's
natural.
It's natural. It's better than getting AIDS. I could do that, unless you.
You always jump right to the AIDS.
Well, you gotta watch out for those things.
You definitely do. I guess.
I mean, look at Freddie Mercury. He had AIDS, dead.
Yeah, that was also in the 80s before anyone knew what AIDS was.
Well, just saying. Anyway, all right. So the last question here before we go to our segments, what is an underappreciated job?
The plumber.
Yeah.
They just got to deal with shit all day. Every call is about shit, basically, unless they're fixing the sink. But then it's usually like, oh, my garbage disposal stuck. Like,
yeah,
I gotta take all this old gross food out. Yeah, I mean, it's just like if there was no plumbers and my toilet ever broke, I'd just start shitting outside. Like there's no fix. Like I don't know how to fix a toilet. Like I just jab it with the plunger a little bit, but there's like something seriously wrong with it. Or if I had to put in a new toilet, forget.
Imagine that life. Like imagine like there's nobody who could fix your toilet. You just had to adapt to like you're gonna have to shit. Like where do you shit? You can't just go outside.
I guess you just like find like a bucket. You could just sit on a bucket. I guess that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, like what? Just like throw it in the garbage. Like you would
like open the window and just like heave ho,
like dump it out like a chum bucket, like in Jaws, just shovel it into the trash.
When you see like those movies, like where they're like in a city in like I don't know, like the 1800s, and you're walking down the street and they're just like dropping shit out the window. Like that's actual shit to drop it out the window. That's like their toilets. I'm pretty sure. Just like throw it in the streets, like yeah. That's why everyone used to get so sick.
Pick it up, like yeah. And I think you're supposed to go dig holes out. Outside and shit in those, but in the city, it's
That's all. What I'm saying. It's all cobblestone and shit.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I would shit in boxes.
Mail to people.
Yeah.
Just somebody tape that up.
Bring it to a FedEx office and just like they weigh it and like I'll kind of just like take that as pride.
Pound and a half.
That was a big one. I have driver instructor down. I texted you this the other day. That I was driving in Norfolk, and there was a student driver in front of me with like a completely fucked up bumper. And I was just like, could you imagine that job? Like, I don't know how your driver instructor worked, but did he like just like come and pick you up at your house and like that's how you met him?
I took driver's ed at school, so we would like a couple days or one day a week we have like class after school, and then like another day we would drive, right? So I had it where we would have to drive like first thing in the morning before class. So I have to get there at like 7, and we would just be driving. And he said no one could talk in the car, and we had to there's like 3 of us at a time. We would like stop and like change at a certain part, and it was just like we couldn't talk. It was like 7 in the morning. You're just standing there, just like staring out the window, trying not to fall asleep because you're gonna have to be driving in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, he was kind of a psycho too. Not even a psycho.
I mean, you're definitely gonna end up being a psychopath with that job.
Well, he wasn't like a screaming, like raging psycho. He was like almost like a Norman Bates kind of psycho, where just like he seems like kind of normal. No, he wasn't even normal. He was just like a weird guy, and it just creeped me out. But regardless, one time I was driving, and like there's like sometimes you're driving, there's like a sidewalk, and then like a lane opens up at a light to like a right turn lane or something.
Mm-hmm.
The sidewalk, is going straight, and all of a sudden it just kind of curves to allow the lane. It was one of those, and we had to turn, and I went too quick to go into the other lane, and half the car just like up on the sidewalk, like, and he was just like, "What are you doing?"
Put in park.
Yeah, that was the worst thing that I did in driver's ed. But it was just like when you like really go over something you shouldn't go over. It's like
yeah, it's the worst. Hitting big curbs,
you're hearing all kinds of noises that shouldn't be happening in the car.
But like it's like the driver instructor, like he's picking up 3 people at a time, and like just like him being unaware of who he's going to be teaching. Like imagine seeing like some like just some fat like disgusting 15-year-old chick like who's just like on her phone texting and just like not paying attention, no personality, and you're like, I'm about to be like I'm going to be in the passenger seat here while she drives this car for the first fucking time. Like she's like, what's this pedal do? Get out. Like I don't know. Sir, like hate the stereotype, but women like they can't get driving down. At least like back in my day they were the worst.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I mean did your teacher, did he have like the brake pedals on his side too?
Yes.
Okay. I think you have to have that for your driver's ed teacher.
Yeah. But like he was telling me, because like I was a great driver. Like that's why I'm the road show. I mean the reason is because I was zonked on like Adderall, like when I was taking my thing. So like you get me behind the wheel of a car back then, like I was so locked in and like we would hit the highway. Like one time him and I drove for like 3.5 hours when like we had like a 2-hour drive schedule. We just like hit the parkway, and he was just like, just keep going. And we just like talked. He was saying like this one girl, like she was backing out of a parking spot and she like floored it, hit a telephone pole, like almost like knocked, like almost killed a woman.
Jesus.
Like, you know, like there's like the horror stories that you probably deal with because you could just fuck up so quickly in a car.
Yeah. And it's like once like something starts going wrong, you panic and you just like keep going. Like you ever like when you first started driving, like start backing up by accident and then panic instead of like hitting the brake, you like hit the gas or something and I almost drove off a cliff once.
Whoa.
I was actually going to buy weed, and there was like it was like an apartment complex. I was with one of our old buddies, AJ.
Did you have your license or permit?
No, I had my license. This was in college, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I was like already like kind of stoned, so I was like,
yeah,
like I wasn't like way gone. But anyway, we're pulling up to this kid's apartment complex that like kind of like was like a spiral road up this like kind of rock, and it was like at the top.
Okay.
And the parking was like along the side of like it going up. Like this wasn't like a castle. How like
I was thinking of a castle.
Yeah.
Genuinely thinking of like a castle entrance here.
I'm not doing a great job of describing
going up a mountain.
It was a hill. It was a mound, maybe not a mound. But there was like parking spots like along the edge, like facing out.
Yeah.
And I was like pulling into the spot, and I don't know what happened where I just hit the gas instead of the brake. And I had to like slam on the brakes. And I almost like went off the ledge. Like imagine explaining that to your parents. Like you're somewhere that you shouldn't be trying to buy drugs, and all of a sudden you just drive off a cliff.
Yeah. Yikes.
It's like, well, what were you doing there? It's like, well, I was buying drugs.
Oh, you're gonna survive that you lived?
Oh no, it wasn't like a cliff. It was just like
I'm still with the castle mindset. Like you're falling off the Grand Canyon with this thing.
It wasn't like that. I mean, like it definitely would have fucked my car up because it was like a drop, but it wasn't like
like a 5 foot drop, like a significant drop where you'll
maybe like a 10, 15 something.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
So like my sister, she was like the notorious worst driver of all time, and when she was doing her practicing with my parents driving. You know, situations when you got to go, you know, there's cars parked and you're like trying to inch out and there's oncoming traffic, but you can't see it past the parked cars.
Yeah.
So she's like inching out and she's got to make a left turn. She's looking both ways and she's inching out. And she thinks she has it. And then all of a sudden there's a minivan coming, which is our neighbor, the Kremlers. They're coming home from church and she sees them and she's fine, but she panics because she thought she was good. So she just darts it straight across and like cut off the Kremlers. And they just were like, ah! Almost went off the road. She cut it so fucking close. And also she didn't know. She thought like right on red was just an automatic. Like it might as well be green.
Just go.
She would just go like make the right turn on red and cut so many people off. She's like, oh, it's right on red. I was like, man, you got to stop and look first before you make the right on red. I'm 13. I even know that. You can't just fucking do it.
just like close your eyes and turn, see what happens.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for the hybrid there. So let's move to our segments. So hit it, Taylor Hicks. All right. So first segment here, it was all dream. You have any dreams, or is this just me?
No, I got something too.
Ooh, what do you got?
You go first. I got to pull it up and talk about yours.
So this happened a few days ago. So I've noticed too, like, because a couple of ones I can't remember, but a lot of them have been like, I'll play Friday the 13th before I go to bed, like a lot of it. And I'll kind of just find myself in the plot of Friday the 13th, the video game, where like I'll just be in a house and all of a sudden like Jason's chopping down the door like he does. It's like pretty terrifying. But this one, I was in this house. So I get there like early. I don't know what I'm there for. I'm just like here and I'm scoping it out and I find this beautiful bedroom and I put my stuff down. I'm like, this is my room. This is my bed, you know?
Yeah.
And then like 30 other people end up showing up. So I'm like, all right, is what it is. So then you kind of like get this feeling, this vibe that it's like a social experiment out of nowhere. And it seems like it's easy because everybody seems like an agreeable bunch. I don't know what there is to win. I just know I have the sickest room in the place and like, you know, it's in a beautiful house. So we're downstairs and like, there's this little capsule and I'm like looking at it and it says anthrax and it's got the biohazard thing
like
on
it.
Like
the skull and crossbones kind of thing.
Yeah. There's no liquid. I don't know what anthrax is. Like, I don't know if it's a
powder,
liquid
right?
or something. Yeah. It was nothing in it. It was an empty bottle. So it might as well have just been air. You know? So this chick comes up, right? And she's like drunk because we're having fun. And I'm just like, yo, there's anthrax here. Like, this is obviously a test. Like, we all got to agree, like, not to touch this thing. All right. So she takes it and she looks at me and she just opens it. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I started freaking out. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you familiar with what anthrax is? You like idiot. You know, like, I'm going to all these people. Like, the bitch downstairs opened up the capsule of anthrax. Like, we're done. And people aren't freaking out the way that they should be, you know, like if you just open up like an anthrax capsule, that's got to be dangerous, right?
It
like,
goes in the air. Yeah. I mean,
it goes in the air.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm freaking out about. People are looking at me like I'm the idiot. And like, now I'm starting to think like I'm like the social experiment is working against me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe it's not a bad. Yeah. Like maybe it's not anthrax. Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't know. So like, I'm still a little skeptical of like what's going on downstairs. Like, is everybody dead? Like, is there an anthrax problem? So I got downstairs and there's just like less people. The chick who opened it is gone. And then Jason starts chopping down the fucking doors. And we're in a Friday the 13th situation. So I run back upstairs and lock the door. But like locking the door was a fucked up process, you know, just dream state trying to lock the door.
Okay.
Then as I'm trying to lock it, he does the thing like he does in the video game where he just walks through the door and it shatters and he's just standing right in front of it. I'm just standing there like at his mercy. And I'm like, that was the dream.
That was it. You just woke up. He didn't actually get you?
No, it just felt like the video game, you know, like when that happens, you kind of just like, kill me. Like, you know,
right,
when he stands in front of you like you do in a dream, you're just hoping that he's going to be like a video game friendly type character. But no. I'm still pissed that chick for opening the fucking anthrax capsule.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, it sounded like one way or another you were done for between the anthrax or Jason. You know,
Jason shouldn't have been there. I don't know why he was there, but he was.
He just shows up places he's not supposed to.
Exactly. So what do you got?
So I was at work again, always at work. And I was just like, I was kind of bullshitting in the back. I was like doing some like paperwork, quote unquote. Like I was just
wiping your ass.
Basically, just sitting there. I was just trying not to like actually have to deal with customers. So I was in the back, and then I came out, and like the one guy that I work with was just like in there by himself, and there was like 50 customers, like packed, like literally people just standing like shoulder to shoulder, filling the entire department. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta help him. I can't just leave him to do all this. So I go back there, and I'm like frantically like, you know, helping people, whatever. And while this is all going on, it actually kind of reminded me of Mother, where like these people were just doing everything that they're not supposed to do. Like they were touching the fish, they were like walking around behind the counter. Little side note, let me ask you something.
Ask away.
Now, if you go somewhere, right? Let's say you go to like a grocery store, you go to like the deli.
Okay.
Like, would you ever walk around behind the counter and start looking and touching the meats and stuff?
No.
Right. So why the fuck
you're gonna get called? It's like robbery.
Why the fuck would you do that at the fish department then? Like when there's a section that's clearly behind the counter, like these people just come up and stand right behind you to the point where sometimes you like turn around real quick and you'll bump into them because they're standing over your fucking shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like stay on the other side of the glass. Anyway, but they were doing shit like that. Like they were just touching the fish. They were like, it's like I'm telling them like, stop. Like, what are you doing? Like, like they were just like, and just exhibiting like the worst types of behavior. Like, the people were asking me for lobsters. They're like, I only want girl lobsters. Pick them out. I'm just, really? I gotta go through, and they're all boy lobsters. Of course, I'm there forever, and it's just like my nightmare.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Worst. Like, and it was like people were like picking up pieces of fish, and they were like, "Oh, put on like puppet shows." Like, I just told him not to touch the fish. Why do you think you could touch the fish?
So this is all on you for being in the back in the first place, letting it happen, just trying to like, you know.
Yeah, I guess, but it was like Mother, where she kept going around the house telling them like not to do shit, and they were just doing the exact thing she said not to. That's exactly what it was like.
Yeah,
they were just like they kept doing stuff I told them not to do, and that they weren't supposed to do. It just got worse and worse.
That's how Christ died.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, I don't know. I mean, it was. I don't know what happened, like when it ended, but I just remember waking up and being like, "It's my worst nightmare."
That isn't it. When you start having like consistent dreams about work, like that's how you know you're being overworked.
I've had dreams where I've got fired from work, and it was like a happy dream.
Yeah, I bet.
My job, and I walk out, I'm just like,
new start, like being fucking freed from prison. Yeah. So those were the dreams. let's move to our second segment here, which is an Ask Gay.
Yeah.
What would you like to know?
What's the protocol in glory holes?
So, you know, I don't.
Or like, what's the deal? Like, are they more common than you think? Like
common in real life?
Yeah,
I've heard that in New York City, they're there. A lot of the gay bars, like I've also heard, like, you know, you'd assume that, like, you know, there's what, 6 million people in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, and how many would you assume are gay? Like 30%, maybe.
I thought it was like 10%. I mean,
okay,
you know more than I would, I think. But
the way that Grindr works, like, you could be in like a city as big as New York, like, you know, everybody who's gay. So like everybody's kind of commutative. But when you go to these like gay bars, like if you like, they all have not all of them, but like the big ones, they have basements, and they're there.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
I guess
how do I feel about it?
Bathroom.
I've stated it before. I'm not the biggest blowjob guy. Like, of course, I mean, like, I don't like giving them. Like, that's just a waste of my time. Receiving them is nice, but like when you don't know where it's coming from, like you gotta draw up a hell of an imagination, and you have to have some trust.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it takes more imagination for a straight guy to go to a glory hole, because, like, you know, if you're a gay guy at a gay bar at a glory hole, you know there's a guy on the other side.
Right. But like it could be the guy who says, "Hey, are you Richard? I'm looking for dick tonight." And he's a 50-year-old fucking fat dude who's disgusting. Maybe he does give great head. Maybe he does. But that's, I don't know.
You just gotta close your eyes and just let it rock, man. I don't know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I've gotten like blowjobs for me, like I've received several. Okay. There was only one that was really, really good. And even that wasn't like, I'm just like, now it's all wet. Now it's a mess. It's all slobbery. Like, you know,
you got one of those porn star blowjobs.
I got like, he had a tongue ring, and he was the guy I used to have, not the guy I pay, like the guy who actually wanted to come over all the time, and he wouldn't leave in the morning. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
He sleeps in until like 11 on an NFL Sunday. I'm just like, I called the cab already. Get out. But yeah, that tongue ring and like the effort, it was an art. It was great. But you know, I don't know. Not for me. And glory holes, I mean, you put like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try one. Maybe I'll try one day.
Yeah.
What if you just like throw a flaccid dick through a glory hole? Like,
get to work.
Look, glory hole's got to go both ways, right?
What do you mean?
Like, you could do it. Like, chicks are probably like you can do you know, heterosexual glory holes. Is it like only a gay thing?
No, I know. I mean, like, I've never seen one, but I know they have them in.
It's gay because there's a penis coming through there.
Yeah, no, but I've seen them in porn before. But like, I'm just trying to figure out where you would be. Us as like a unisex bathroom somewhere, or just like, you know,
New York City.
I guess. I mean, because like for a straight guy, you have to be somewhere where there would be women in the same bathroom.
If you're at a gay bar and a woman walks into the men's room, I don't think they care. They're probably doing their makeup together.
Well, I don't think they're a woman.
Ooh.
Or maybe, I don't know the right way to identify it, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I heard they don't like that word anymore.
Well, who gives a shit? I
heard they like he, she.
He, she? I thought they were done with genders altogether.
Oh, yeah. Them. I refer to myself as them. Identify as a pumpkin pie.
Identify as a steak. How about that?
Identify as an Apache attack helicopter. Thank you very much.
Yeah, like that'd be cool. But yeah, I kind of I'm interested a little bit. But like, I mean, who cleans up down there? You know, like if it's at a bar and like, you know, you got a glory hole down there, is there like just a janitor who goes down the mop?
He's got like a jizz mop.
You probably got to get like a shovel and chisel it all up. The stuff that sticks days over time.
He's got like a power washer. He's just
fucking gays. Fucking take it to your bedroom, you know. But like, at least you don't have to be like, you can, if you're like getting your dick sucked, like, you know, guys doing it, you don't have to worry about what you look like. You know, you can have
get your dick sucked. Do you hear me?
Yeah, no, it's not. It could be.
That's the whole like logic behind like glory hole. Like if you're like a straight guy, it's like, oh, hey, it's not gay to get your dick sucked.
I've heard a lot of stuff like that. I've heard it's not gay if you keep your socks on. That's like a funny one.
Nah. Not gay unless you touch tips.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, we'll not the guy to ask for that. I don't go out in general, I was risk getting shot if you go out nowadays. So yeah, I don't
guess so. I mean, I was going to ask you, have you ever been to a gay club?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I've wanted to a little bit, but not really. It's just not my scene. It's really not like I want to meet gay dudes, but like gay clubs are all the same. They're clubs. They're fucking loud music that I hate. Yeah. Barely talk to the guy because it's so fucking loud. Everybody's throwing paint on each other. They're all wearing drag. It's like, that's not me.
I got a business idea for you. Start a gay Buffalo Wild Wings.
You don't think I thought of that? Nobody would show up. Nobody would go. It would just turn into a Buffalo Wild Wings with no gay people. Like you'd have to like do it like Hooters with like gay waiters, and like that would make it
walk around banana hammocks serving you bananas.
Yeah, like a waiter comes and gives you like wings, and he's got like a big boner. Here, hot wings. I made
all we serve is hot dogs.
Hot dogs are on special today. Yeah, hot dogs also wrapped in bacon. I recommend that. Yeah, but yeah, we'll if I ever go to a glory hole, I'll report back.
Okay.
All right. So that brings us to our third segment here, which is do you remember? So do you remember Ham Awareness Month?
Vaguely.
Do you know what HAM stands for?
Hard as a motherfucker, right?
No, it stands for Ham Awareness Month.
Okay. Now it's starting to come back to me.
But it's March, and it is hard as a motherfucker, but you have to go ham in every decision that you have to make, one being called out on Ham Awareness Month. So I'll be sitting here, I'll just be like, should we just like cook food, or should we like order fucking pork rug and cheeses for dinner? And Joe would just be like, it is Ham Awareness Month. And I'm like, yeah, well, that answers that question. Pork rug and cheese is like, it's Monday, I'm bored. Like, should we drink or should we do our homework? Well, it's Ham Awareness Month, so
we're drinking.
We're drinking. Those are the best.
So it's basically just like just say yes to everything kind of month.
Yes.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should we do our homework tonight? Nope. Ham. Ham Awareness Month. Sorry. What's ham? Ham Awareness Month.
It's like when you have like two mirrors back to back, you're just looking down like each ham in the Ham Awareness Month sounds for another Ham Awareness Month. It keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Yep.
Like Russian dolls, it keeps getting smaller. Like it just keeps.
Yep. I mean, I made like Dave and Buster's was the biggest highlight of Ham Awareness Month for me. Like I went to Dave and Buster's alone several times. Like I would skip class and just go to D&B and just like play games and just get wasted.
It's like, go to class? Dave and Buster's. They go to class or Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, it's no brainer in Ham Awareness Month. That's the thing. Like I went there for Ham Awareness Month, like had a great time, left my ID there by accident, woke up the next morning and realized it, took a cab to Dave and Buster's after I called them and they said they had it, got the ID, and I turned back and was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay for a little bit. I ended up the Rangers are playing the Capitals in the playoffs that year, and I ended up staying for the entire game and just like rocked it. There were no lines. It was noon. Like it was noon on a Saturday. I stayed there until like 4.
That's great.
Yeah, but Ham Awareness Month is still there, but like it's different now because you have to like pay for it yourself.
Yeah,
so it's like you can't really do it. You can't do that anymore. So Ham Awareness Month is like, yeah, like you want to go to Dave and Buster's to pay the bills, like can't really.
Yeah. That's the mindset I went into that restaurant with last night when I saw like the lamb lollipops, like the short rib, and because I had like with those two, that was almost like $50 worth of food.
Yeah, how much were you preparing to spend?
I wasn't really thinking about it. That's the thing, is I was just going in like I'm just gonna like I was like this whole week because my friend's birthday is on the 11th, so like we're going to like the Jets game on Sunday. We just said like it's treat yourself week. Like we're just doing everything we want to fucking do this week. At least I am. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm just treat myself. I bought myself a new mattress cover, like a nice like a 3-inch foam, like one of those things. Just treat yourself.
I like that. It's the same concept as Ham Awareness Month. But cool. So Segment number 4 here. We got a Let There Be What's Good. So we're breaking down Everybody Dance Now by who sings this one?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Everyone knows the song.
Yeah. Everybody dance now. Yeah, I mean, like I looked at the lyrics.
There's not much there.
There's not much. It's just this guy who's just like, I'm on the dance floor. Like I'm gonna dance everywhere. And the only thing that's kind of controversial is just like want to get a nut. Like, or like I'm a squirrel, want to get a nut, so bust your whatever. I don't know. It sounds like he's trying to talk about like busting a nut.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say this song was like 3 minutes too long. Like, only thing you need is that everybody dance, and then just play that on loop, and you're good.
I like the stuff that the guy throws in. I like
it. Was just so ridiculous. I mean, I got one line written down here. This one was kind of problematic. Pause, take a breath, and go for your command. Now hit the dance floor. It's gonna make you sweat till you bleed.
Oof, that's a lot of sweating.
He's basically just saying like, you're gonna go out there, you fucking dance until you're fucking bleeding. Like he's just like making this girl dance.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like maybe it's her period, like maybe it's just natural. Maybe he knows that. He's like sweat until like you menstruate, so that way we know you're not pregnant.
See, I just pictured like instead of sweat coming out, it was like blood coming out.
Yeah,
which is like even
that's
intense. You don't see that very often.
No, you did not. You look like a robot right now. By the way, do I look the same? Do I look nice and clear?
Yeah, you're fine. Why am I like?
You look like Windows 98, like pixelated.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's a little choppy. I don't know how it's gonna come out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Good. Speaking of that, sell out, selling Sprint now. But yeah, you know, it's a jam. It's actually a nice segue into the next segment, which is bringing it back. And I have roller rinks written down. I was gonna say birthday parties in general because we just had our birthdays. Like, I wish I could just like send invitations out and just be like, "Hey, November 7th, roller rink." Like, be there, be square. Like, there's an arcade, there's roller rink, but like it's not rollerblades. You could be that dick who brings his own skates, but you got to get the ones with the 4 wheels that are like 2 in the back, side by side, and
you can't be rollerblading at a roller rink.
No, you can't be that guy. Yeah, you got to get the old fashioned ones and just like go in a circle. You know, there's a big disco ball in the center. They play like songs like that.
It's like you just show up, everyone's put on their roller skates, and you got the blades. Like, yeah, I'm more of a blade guy myself, you know.
Yeah, it's like fuck off. You're like the guy who brings like his own putter to a mini golf course.
Yeah,
yeah. And you get some pizza. Like, obviously, there's gonna be pizza there.
Oh, of course.
Everything smells like socks though in a roller rink.
I've never been in one. I don't know how to shocker. I don't know how to roller skate. So,
oh boy. Well, you know, that's actually not that big of a deal. But like roller rinks though, like that was the thing back in the day. Everybody had a roller rink party. We had one like nearby, and it was just like the basic. I mean, it had the arcade where you can win prizes. It had the pizza parlor, and then it had, you know, the big roller rink in the middle, and you just kind of like skate, and people hold hands and fall. Like, it's a blast. And it's all like wax, but like, you know, the place smells so bad. It was eating pizza felt like a I could still smell it to this day. And that was like 20 years ago.
And you want to go back to that?
Well, it was fun. It was very communicative. You know, it's like, you know, everybody's like down. Like, that's an appreciation for somebody's life right there. Like, I can't wait for Tom's birthday. You know, like, it's not like I had to wake up and send him a text saying happy birthday. Like, nah, like, it's nothing. Like, I want him to be like, hey, we're going to the roller rink. Like, everybody's going to be there. We're going to skate. We're going to play games. We're going to eat pizza. We're going to have some fun, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm bringing it back. I want to bring back toy guns.
Oh, I used to be a huge fan of that. I used to buy them at True Value.
Everybody was. Now you can't have that shit anymore because like your kids run around with the toy gun, they're gonna get shot thinking that, you know, they have a real gun. Yeah, I mean, I used to have like when I used, like, this was right after I saw The Patriot. I got these like woods behind my house, right? And I had a couple like wooden like muskets.
Yeah,
you know, like, and they like worked in the sense that you would like actually like be able to cock it back and you would pull the trigger or like slam forward.
It just did you put the poppers in, or did you just let the click was good enough?
You could have, but I didn't like.
Same, like it just like psh, and it clicks, and you feel like
I had a couple of them. I would like set them up behind trees, and I'd be running around just like taking cover, like grabbing the new rifle and shooting, and then I'd drop that one and run to the next tree.
Yep. I used to do that too. I had a handgun, like a pistol, and it was like a yellow one with an Indian logo on it. I don't know, but I would go outside on like my play set and pretend like I was Chief Brody in Jaws in the scene when he's got the handgun and he's trying to shoot the shark, with his pistol. Like I would do that and pretend like I was in Jaws.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, my brother, like for both of us, my parents had this like Fisher Price like golf set. It had like a couple clubs and all this shit. And it got to the point where like we didn't even need actual guns. Like we used to use the golf clubs.
Oh.
Like we had one in particular, the green golf club. That's what we used to call it because obviously it was
the green grip.
It was just like green plastic golf club, and like,
okay,
and like it just like, I guess it was like a putter, and I kind of went in the hand like a gun would sort of, and that was like my brother's rifle. That was his green golf club. He just walk around with it. It's like, hey, hand me the green golf club.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fun to like get it and like just be able to get that imagination back. But
yeah,
it's
this day and age, you can't.
It's hard to bring back.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot going against that.
Yeah, but all right. Well, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. So, Tone, do you have any post-show thoughts? Good. I'm just kidding. You never have anything. I'm just kidding.
I thought we were gonna end it right there because I really don't.
Okay.
Vampires suck.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, we're going to go eat Bomb Squad. We will talk to you next time. Have some fun this weekend and go get drunk.